Good morning, welcome back to the channel. So continuing on, today I am going to show you from start to finish how we're going to put together these DNA small block Chevy heads. Now here's one, no, here's not one I made earlier. Here is the bare head, that's it. We've done the port matching and we've done the polishing on it. And here's one I made earlier. So that's it, we did that last night. That's all in place. And in this video, I'm going to show you from start to finish how we completed that. From measuring the valves and getting them all set. 1.7 is what we're after. And everything here roughly on the first head was 1.685, 1.685, 1.695, 1.6. So you get it, right? Close, within 20,000. So that is close. Oh, I'm knackered just picking up that cylinder. Anyway, the tools you're going to need today are, and I'll switch you onto this camera here without trying to show you the mess in the garage here. Big hammer, small hammer, 6mm, 6mm, 18mm, but it's not the right size. 2 screwdrivers, micrometer, special device that I made with some tape for putting the Viton seals. You're going to need this little Timu jobby, 2 pens because one is never enough. You're going to need your glasses to be able to see because you're blind and old. Engine oil and a spare micrometer because you can never have enough micrometers. Oh, and a magnet because it will become your best friend. Perfect. In regards to the cylinders, heads themselves, springs, top retainers, bottom retainers, little knuckle things that I don't remember the name of. Dumbass! And your Viton seals. So first thing is first, I'm going to show you how to measure for the valve seat heights. Okay, let's start. So we'll start on cylinder number 8. And as you can see, I've put the valve already through. So I'm going to get our little bottom retainer. I'm going to put that in there, and then we're going to get our micrometer. I'm going to stick that. We're going to loosen it off just a little bit because obviously that's going to, the bottom of this is going to push on the retainer. So you just undo it a little bit, stick the retainer on, and then get your top part in there. And then let's just get some little retainers here. Oh, I remembered the word. That's good for me. So that's the top one in. Now, I can't really see very well because I've got my meta glasses on, which means that I had to substitute my actual glasses, and that means I can't see. So, could be doing this right. I have no idea. Cool, so now we've got that in. As you can see, it's free turning. You need to just turn this bottom of the micrometer all the way down, and then what you want to do is you want to get that facing you and then tighten it down. So as you can see, we are at 1.8, and then you got 4 on here, and it's just before the 4.5, so 4.5. So what you want to do is, because these have got a little bit of gap in them, get your little Thor hammer. I'm so heavy. And give it a little tap, and that way it gives you slightly more. So now you've screwed it down, you're actually at 855. So that's 1.855. So remember that, 1.855. So now we take this off. And push and give it a little tap and lose the retainer. That's good. So that comes out, that comes out, that goes on there like that. And then all we do is on your micrometer, you want to find that again, find that little placement, which was 855 855. So that's there, 855. So that's there. And then what you want to do is get your vernier or your digital vernier. Unlock it. Make sure it's all synced, which it is. Open it up to 1.7-ish. That's what your spring height needs to be. So let's go to 1.8. What did we say? 1.8555, didn't we? So we make sure that we're still on the lines correctly, and then we put this in here, clamp it down, and that gives me 1.812. 1.812. So just get a little bit of paper. 1.812. So we can go, okay, right hand side. This is going to be cylinder number 8. And then we will go, so what we're doing exhaust valve. So we'll do exhaust valve, and it was 1.812. Now that you've got that height with the shim in, which is 1.812, what you want to do is you want to go 1.812, and then you need to minus off, because in the top here, nope, in the top here, you've got a little gap here. So where your actual top of your sort of spring goes, it sits flush in there. So what you want to do is not measure it from here, so here to here, but you actually want to measure it from the inside part of this, because that's where the top of the spring sits. So we know, because I've measured it, the top of the spring is 0.131. So we need to minus that off, because obviously if you're closing it down, minus, you're plussing more. So let's go back to the calculator. 1.812, and then you go minus 0.1, no, 0.1.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere?
No, minus 0.13.
A few moments later.
Now we know that the spring height with the bottom retainer is 1.812. What we need to do is now measure here, but what we need to remember is we need to measure from the inside diameter of the micrometer, not the outside diameter. So there's a little lip in here where the top retainer sits. So what we need to do is minus that off the overall figure. So 1.812 minus, and I've already got it written down, 0.131. So what we want is a spring height of 1.7, or within 20 thou. So what we want to do is 1.812 minus 0.131, which gives us an overall install height of 1.681. That is close. 1.681. So that is our spring install height. That is just within 20 thousandths of an inch. So we are on the verge there of being able to make that work, but I'll take it. So within, you know, 0.01 of an inch, which is pretty close, but I'll take it. So that's easy. So let's do another one.
Not another one?
So we'll do the intake, and we will get the number, so we'll take this out. We'll get the number 8. 6, 8. So we've got the number 8 valve. So take that off. Put the number 8 valve through here. All right, get the bottom retainer on. We'll do the same thing again, get the micrometer down, get that in, top retainer, and then we'll just do one little clip. So let's turn that down a bit more. So we'll do one little clip, that's now in. 2, pull that up so that seats, we know that seats nicely. Now we drive it down. So again, we'll get our mark, we'll find our mark, and we'll bring that down. So we'll give it a little tap with Thor. That's it. And now we're sitting at tight 1.855-ish, 1.855, so 1.856 we'll call that. But for the verniers we'll call it 1.855. So let's take it off. So let's take this off. I'd love to be able to squeeze this. No squeezing available. So just give it a little tap and lose the retainers. That's good. So it goes down there, it goes down there. So cool. So we get our verniers and we go seven, 8.55, 8.55, so we're there. 8.55, perfect. So we'll get our verniers, open it up to 8.7, and then make sure it's in the right position. Clamp that down, and we are 1.812. So we're basically exactly the same as the other one. So we know 1.812, which we've just done the math on. 1.812 minus 0.131 equals 1.681. So again, 1.681. So that means, again, we're 0.019 just inside the tolerance. So 19 thousandths of an inch inside the tolerance. Now our tolerance is 20 thousandths. So again, we're good with that. So we know that's good. We know that's good. We've got to do the other 6, and then we can start putting the heads together. So hopefully that made sense. If anything didn't make sense, then let me know. But again, this is the first time I'm trying this. I did it on the first cylinder, and the numbers were slightly better, as you can see. 1.685, so that's within 15,000. 685, 1.695, so that's within 5,000. So again, these were all much better. So we'll do the rest of these, and we'll see how we come up. I'm hoping that we don't have to put any shims in, but if we do, I did buy shims, and they are somewhere here, but I don't know where they are. So yeah, any questions, just let me know, and I will try and explain it to you. But as I said, this is a new learning curve for me, but again, a good thing to do. Cool, so let's crack on and get the rest of them done. Okay, so we are back with the heads. It's been a few days, but since I've been away, I have done the right hand side cylinder head, so that's this. These are the numbers that we're working with. So as you can see here, we are within 20 thousandths of our spring install height. So we are at the next stage where we now are starting to assemble the heads, and what I've sort of gone ahead and done is I've just gone and put the bottom retainers on, and I've also gone and put the valve seals on the top. Just literally, I've just pinched them on the top. As you can see, they're still sort of movable, but we're just about to bang them down now, so we're just going to get them seated, and the way we do that is, just move my glasses out the way, And the way we do that is with my modified 11mm socket. Now what I did was, I didn't have the fancy install tool, and what I also did was, when I just used the 11mm socket, I was just bashing the seals down, and what was happening was I was literally just tearing the little rubber tops here. As you can see, they're slightly malleable, and what you don't want to do is split them, because once you split them, they're then useless. So what I did was I got some of this fabric tape, and I just threw some of this fabric tape over the ends of this 11mm socket, and then all I did was just got it nice and tight like that, and then all I did was just fold in the edges, and then what that does is it just creates a little soft barrier, but you still have the sort of rigidity of the socket. So I'll go ahead, that hasn't stuck very well, but you get the general idea, right? So what I'll do is I will go ahead now and I will get the rest of these on, and then we'll come back and then we'll start to put the valves in. Okay, and so we've done that. It took us about 2 minutes, I'd say, about 2 minutes. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the valves in. So let's get this sat like that, and we will start to lube up the valves, and I will put some gloves on. Okay, so we will start with, let's have a look, because I can't see, cylinder number 2, I should know that. So we are cylinder number 2 on the exhaust valve, so that's going to be, not that one, cylinder number 2. I just want to get some, actually, here's some I spilled earlier, look, just nick some from there, the surface is nice and clean, sticky. Alright, do that, get that nice and oiled up, and let's get it inside. That's it, we're through. Nice. Four, 2, same goes again. So oil, so it's not oil, it's assembly lube, that's what it is. Okay, get it in. Like that, lovely. Cool, alright, 3 more cylinders.
What the fuck are you talking about?
3 more cylinders to go. Perfect. Okay, here we are. So now what we need to do is, because I took the springs off to be able to get the valves through, carefully I'm going to empty them down there, and then one by one I'm just going to place them back onto the seals. If I can use my grubby little hands to be able to do that. Okay, one down. There goes the GoPro. Dead as a dodo. Which is what I need really, but hey ho. Well, that works pretty well. So if you push it from the back, like that, see that? Push it from the back. You then push it straight on, and look, just roll it around. Job done. Easy peasy. We'll learn as we go. This is good. Push from the back, push down on the front, roll it around, and it doesn't work. Great. Oh. Perfect. Thank you, door. Now I can't see shit. Okay, goes on like that. Lovely. One more. And we're good to go. Great. Okay. Good. We shall start spring installations. So we've got our springs. These are the Edelbrock 5/4. So could be anything. Here are the springs, and what we need now is one of those and one of those, and we need our handy little tool. Not the 11mm. This is the DNA Special LS engine install guide valve thingy. And I've lost the bottom part of it. I don't know where that's gone. Oh no, I haven't. It's right in front of my face. Okay, what we're going to do is, actually, if you don't have bolts to go in here, what I would recommend is, and I've done this on the last head, is you could actually use these. These are to hold the push rod guides in, and then your rockers go on the top. So you can actually use these. Just make sure when you do it, you just screw it in a couple of times, like that. So then that gives you up and down leverage. And then what you want to do is bring this up, like that. Screw this down. It's going to have a bit of an angle on it. Once you've got it in place like that, you can now slowly start to do each one. So that one, and that one, on that one. So you can just literally get it all buttoned in. Once you get it aligned on the top of the springs, like that, you can slowly start to wind it in. So you might have to give it a little bit of a heavy ho, but that's going to be good. So they want to get our away 18 little wrench. Slowly just do it up, just nice and slow. Okay, so we're nearly there. So that's going to sit like that. And now I'm just going to get this, just get it tightened down, just so we can see that we're on the right track. Whilst you're here, you can sort of just move these around a bit, center the valves. Center the valves, and then once you get them kind of where you want them, excuse me, kind of where you want them, you can then do these up a little tighter. So what I should have done was put a little bit of oil on them, but you just want to snug them up so they're just nice and tight. So like that. That's it, as far as you want to go. Then what I would probably do is just go underneath and get your valves pushed up all the way like that, and then you start cranking on this bad boy other way. Just slowly start cranking down. Now I've already oiled everything, so you can see stuff starts moving down. So at this junction, probably, because I feel like stuff needs to be moved around a little bit. So that. Get a little screwdriver in here and get that in there, like that. I feel like that right hand side valve has dropped slightly, so we'll just check the rear. Completely wrong, the valve hasn't moved at all, but it could be a bit of a miracle where I felt the bite then at the bottom, so it's touching the bottom of the aluminium, as you can see. Well, you can't see it on the other one, but it bites into here, so you have to be a little bit careful just not to over tighten it. Cool, so let's get these in now. Not like that. So we'll just drop in there. If we give it a little tappy, tap.
Give it a little tappy.
Like that. Beautiful. That's sat in lovely. That. What's the bet that the other side doesn't go in so easily? Okay. Actually, probably just move this around the other side, or not. It's not having any of it, is it? It doesn't want to move at all. Okay, no playing ball this time. So we'll just see if we can get that down there, into there. Oof, if that goes, that will be a miracle. Okay, a little tap. Oh, shh. Oh, it just sat right down. It is a miracle. So now that we have our springs installed, we can start to temporarily just place in our rocker studs with our push rod plates. So I'm just going to finger tight these in. Oh, by the way, when I ordered the springs and all the rest of it, I ordered these shims from Comp Cams. Well, I ordered half of these shims from Comp Cams, the other ones are on the floor. If anyone's in the UK and needs springs like this, I will sell these to you at a very discounted price. Okay, so that will conclude the head building portion of the video. Next, I know we've got to fit the gaskets, and I know that those gaskets and the new cylinder heads are going to need a new hole drilled in the engine block. So, I don't know if you can see it there, but that hole needs to be drilled in the engine block, so we will do that. So we'll just tap and drill that. It's pretty scary, but as long as we use a lot of grease and a heavy shop vac, then we should be able to reduce the amount of swarf that goes into the engine. But at the same time, it's the coolant passage, so it's not the end of the world if it ends up just sort of sitting at the bottom of the engine and then sort of slowly rusting away. That's not a problem, but obviously it's not ideal, and we want to reduce the amount of swarf that goes into the engine. So that's the next job. So let's crack on.